Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2017. Looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Feels really good to be back on YouTube for the monthly horoscopes. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And now here we are, and we are in Venus retrograde season, and this is where things really start to accelerate and some of the benefits of the Venus retrograde season can be found. It is going to be right out of the gate this month that we will find slowing down Venus, beginning to slow down to a crawl and a stop, and early in the month going retro. Now this Venus retro is happening at the very bottom of your sky, the base of your sky that represents, among other things, represents your past. And it is just like it sounds. Venus, goddess of love and passion and pleasure, going backwards, returning, retrograding through a part of the sky that has to do with your past. And if anybody out there is set to run into past loves from way back in the day, it certainly is you. In fact, the further back, the better. Like we're talking about childhood loves and crushes. Very possible to run into them now, to reconnect with them now in some way, to have, oh wow, you're here. Whether that here is online or in real time, in person, as you're going about doing your thing. So it is early part of the month, especially you want to watch, but this entire month, we are going to have Venus retro in this part of the sky. So you'll get lots of chances to consider, to reflect on, to look at what love was for you in the past, why it was the way it was, and you get a chance to really look at it from another angle and another lens. Now, what I have found happens when Venus goes retro in this part of the sky, sometimes it is like seeing the past much better than it was, being like really nostalgic about it. And then life normally grants you some type of opportunity, some type of moment where you get to actually have some experiences that help you to remember why it was that what was is no longer in your present. And it tends to end up in the fuller picture. Normally what happens is it affirms why it is that the breakup had to happen and why it is now that you're in a different place in your life. So if there is anything unresolved or any feeling that maybe it didn't work out with that one who got away, it is Venus retrograde, and especially Venus retrograde in this part of the sky for you, that gives you the chance to heal that, to understand that, and to truly move forward. Do keep an eye out. They, really you could run into them in some very unexpected ways. It is as we move to the end of the month that a new moon happens hand in hand with Venus in the same part of the sky. And that really is going to be that sense of a fresh perspective and that sense of a brand new beginning in the context of understanding the past and understanding what was. In fact, this could very well be that moment of clarity that you need to really begin to move into your future. But for some of you out there, it might take a little bit longer, might have to move a little bit further into April. Of course, I'll be here to talk about it then. But it is worth mentioning, and it is worth being mindful of the fact that a sky like this does allow us to either understand the past that wasn't and give it a chance to be, or to really put the past behind us. If you are in an established bond, I look at this and I do think that a part of it could still play out with somebody else. It could play out with, okay, what if I had ended up with this type of person or that person? But I think there's also something to be said here for really understanding, reflecting on what it was, what issue, what situation you thought really was in your past. And maybe you need to really allow yourself to heal from it and let it go. And sometimes this has to do with the hurt feeling. So whether it was you that caused the hurt or them that caused the hurt, this is the chance to look at it again, to really address it, and to truly put it behind you so that the energy of the bond changes, so that there's a sense of cleansing that takes place and allows the two of you to fully step into your future. Now, this is a process. You've got to trust the process. And especially as we get to the end of the month and we have that new moon, that is when some of the payoff is going to come for allowing that deeper understanding to take place. I think also, sometimes this idea of being in love with a fantasy, being in love with a ghost, being in love with a possibility, and then comparing that to reality, sometimes it's like, the possibility and the fantasy, it just can't measure up to the reality. But there is a lot of beauty in reality as well, a whole lot of beauty, because it is real. And that appreciation is part of how the learning over the course of these coming weeks can very well play out for you. Now, I'm also very encouraged by, in addition to this, and looking at it with love, when I look at other areas of life, we do have a full moon happening in fellow earth sign Virgo in the middle of the month. I think this is going to be such an important moment for you, and particularly personally an important moment for you. It looks like there's some stress, to be honest, okay? Saturn is speaking with this full moon. Saturn is your ruling planet, so it looks like what is transpiring is very important to you. It is something that either you want very much or you're trying to bring to fruition very badly. At the same time, Pluto in your sign is speaking in supreme harmony with that full moon as well. And so if anyone's likely to use this to end up on top and to find themselves on top, it certainly is you. So you do manage to pull it out, whatever it is you're pushing for and trying to make happen. Chances are possible that it is falling in the realm of long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher education, a legal matter possibly as well. So especially if it is under these realms, it makes the energy that much more focused and that much more concentrated. But really, this part of the sky is about putting things into place that you hope will manifest bigger and better things for you in the fullness of time. Things that you believe are part of the vision that ultimately will lend itself to success and achievement and manifestation and living a sense of your life purpose. It's what happens just before you get to that sense of fruition and fulfillment. So it looks like there's something you're really trying to make happen, some move, some acceptance, some documentation, some approval. And again, you pull it through. There's almost like an inner determination here and a willing to really put in a lot of work and a lot of time and even be sleepless in order to make this come about. So with this energy, if you are somebody who is wanting to travel or is involved in an immigration or citizenship matter, this is where some good news absolutely could come through. This is where there could be an interview situation or some follow-up. You will excel. You will do well in this. And that is something that I really love for you. It is going to be about sort of overcoming some of those fears, but if anybody can, absolutely you can. This, if you get a chance to take a long distance trip, it could end up being very meaningful for you. Just keep in mind there might be some delays, there might be some frustrations, and yet personally it ends up really changing you in ways that work very well, and you end up being able to excel beyond any challenge that may present itself. It's deeply transformative for the better and actually for the best, leaving you feeling that much more powerful. For others of you out there, this could be a matter of higher education, and it could be that you're really trying to get off a waiting list and be accepted, or you're trying to make an acceptance happen. There might be, for some of you out there, there might be some sort of an interview process or audition if you're doing a more arts-related program. And this is where really it seems that you're bringing your absolute best and also putting in that time to make sure you are prepared. They work very well together, and this is something that I think you know already. It's sort of part of your DNA already to understand this, that the work and the preparation meets the opportunity, and that's when you really are able to excel. And of course, a legal matter as well. This could be when you hear something good surrounding a legal matter also. Even if there is a little bit of scrambling, you do manage to shine on through. This month, there is also, with that focus on home Yes, Venus is a lot about love, so I got that out of the way. For other signs, I was like waiting till the end, and then I was like, you know what, for you, let's just get right into it. So love, we talked about already with that focus on the past. This month, with Venus moving through the bottom of your sky, you'll be thinking of matters of home and family of origin as well, and how it is that your earliest experiences, like your childhood experiences, actually formed a lot of the basis of what you understand and experience today in the context of love. It can be a very powerful insight to have when you see how the past has conditioned you to like what you like and be who you are in the context of love. And it also gives you so much power to realize that you can change it, that you can make a different choice, that you can be drawn to something different, that you can evolve the energy from which you came. And what I really do love about this is that there is that embrace of the future by understanding what was and the past. And for a lot of you out there, I think you're going to be set to see the past with much more loving eyes. Wherever it is that you need to see your family of origin, particularly your parents, more lovingly, this Venus retrograde season certainly will help you do that as well. This also can be a really good time to redecorate your home, right? To beautify your home in some way. For all the signs out there, not a good time to be doing any kind of tattoos or plastic surgeries, anything permanent, or like getting a whole new wardrobe and throwing out your old one, because styles and your desires can change. But a redecoration that is largely aesthetic can actually go very well. You will love the changes to your home by engaging this energy in these endeavors. What I love about this month for you is that understanding that what has been does not need to determine where you are going to be. But what has been can actually fuel your present with a deeper reverence and a deeper appreciation of how love and wisdom has always been playing out in your life. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for it. It feels really good to be back, and you can get a video just like this, exactly like this, every single week. You can access weekly extended horoscopes right now by becoming one of my Astro Fabulous superstars at astrofabulous.com. I hope that you will join me there, be part of creating an amazing community of superstars together. And again, getting access to expanded weekly horoscopes, just like this, just for superstars. But of course, you being here really is everything. So please join me, astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com, or right here on YouTube. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.